And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I am your sweet Dr. Danni J, and today we are cracking the relationship code. We are speaking with leaders in love. Earlier in the segment, you met Kathy and Alice. Now, they are the backbones. Well, they're the braces for the backbones of the family. So let's go ahead and meet the men. And I want to begin with Tony. Tony Rodriguez, tell us a little bit. You're a business owner.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about your background and about you.
Sure. I'm originally from New York, so I've been living here in Atlanta for about 17 years, and I went to the U.S. Military Academy at West Point and graduated there with an engineering degree and went into the military as an infantry officer. It was absolutely fantastic, and then I had a career change and became a business owner, and we own a couple of businesses now, a marketing company, a life coaching practice, a law practice, and Lord's really blessed us and been married now to Miss Alice for going on 11 years, and we courted for 2 years before that, so it's been amazing.
I absolutely love how you looked. It was like she's just always right there. Alice, you know, I absolutely love that. Now, Pastor Bishop Chris Bowen, you are the leader, the shepherd, and just the overall father figure for those here, your babies here at Living Faith Tabernacle Church in Forest Park. Can you tell, now I gave a little of your titles. Let's learn a little bit about you.
I moved to Atlanta 30 years ago to attend Bible college, and God was doing great things. That's where I actually met Kathy, was at Bible college, and just knew that she was going to be the bride of my life. And so it all began there. But since then, God has blessed us and through 7 building projects here at the Tabernacle, and it's been a very successful ministry. God has blessed in so many ways. We have 64 pastors under us right now, and God just is making us an international ministry, reaching literally around the world right now. So that's exciting. I'm also a full-time professor at Beulah Heights University and have a coaching practice and run Dream Release Coaching here in Atlanta. So life is very busy. We're also entrepreneurs, and God's been really good to us. And so it's very exciting to see what God's able to do when you have the right person beside you.
That is absolutely awesome and so very true. Now, the women told us how they met their husbands. I want to know, Pastor, now, Lady Kathy told us how she knew that you were the one and what she did. What was the secret that you know when your wife was coming?
My wife and I were waiting on each other for all of our life. We were very excited to be able to say that we waited. We were both virgins when we found each other, and we were keeping ourselves for one another. But I also had a fleece to the Lord and told the Lord the woman that would be my wife would come to me and say directly, where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. And it was only a few days after we started dating, and I knew that she would be my bride. And so 8 months later, we got married.
Oh, 8 months. It don't take all day. Okay. So I have to tell people. Okay, now speaking of which, 8 months and 2 years. What would you say is like a bracket that you can say after this certain time, if you don't know that this is the one, it isn't the one, and it's time to move on? What would you say is kind of like a universal code?
I don't know, Danny, if you could put a specific time on it. It's highly individualistic because we're all different people. But if you are a person that's connected to the heart of God and you're in prayer, the Lord will let you know when the time to move on is. There'll be an incongruence in the relationship somewhere. The thing to do is don't hang on longer than you need to. And once it's time to transition and that season is over with, then recognize that and be secure in yourself that you're not so needy that you have to have somebody to feel like a complete person. That you can be alone but not lonely. And I think that's key, because it's difficult to be in a situation where you're looking for a relationship, but if you're a needy type of person, you're going to attract another needy person to you. And that's like 2 bankrupt businesses trying to borrow money from each other. It just can't work.
Wow, and it's so true. One of the things that I've learned from your wife, Alice, is that you attract not what you want, but who you are. Right. And it's so true to some people, like, why do I always get that person? Because you're that woman. You're that man. And it's hard to deny that. Now, Pastor, as a life coach and a couples coach and mentor, what are some of the things that you notice when they come to you with, when people come to you with the most issues in their quote unquote relationships? Before the break, can you tell us a little bit about what is the most common aspect that you're seeing?
The common thing that happens is usually it's over sex and money. Those are the two number one reasons that people go through divorces and marital issues today. And that's why it's so important to be able to understand and find out the love language of your spouse. You don't have to know all 5 love languages, but you do need to know the love language that your spouse actually speaks. Maybe it's affirmation and you're trying to give gifts. It doesn't work. And we tend to want to give the gift that we need rather than the one that our spouse needs. So the first thing I always try to do with married couples, and whether through coaching or counseling, is try to get them to understand the fullness of their love language and how that actually works.
It is so important to know that when you're in a relationship, it is important to understand that a lot of times we're projecting what it is that we need, and we're not listening directly to what it is that our spouse or our mate need or is asking for, is desiring. And we miss the mark sometimes, and we blame others for what we ourselves are going through. He don't love me. She ain't listening to me. He ain't listening to me. We're blaming everyone else besides looking inside. And that's what we want to do today. We want to find out more about ourselves as we speak to Tony and Chris, Pastor Chris, and their mates and their spouses. We want to learn more about what is going on and find out in ourselves, are we breaking any of the rules in our relationships? Do we really understand our spouse? Do we really understand who we're married to? We want to learn that and more when we return. We're going to have everybody here when we come back soon, and we're going to get questions from our audience. Don't go anywhere.